Hello, Microsoft 365 Nation. This is Harry Brelsford with the fastest few minutes in Microsoft 365 podcast. Today, I want to talk about the recently completed Fortinet Accelerate 19 conference in Orlando, Florida at the Dolphin and Swan Resort. It's the first time I've gone, and I essentially went as an attendee. And here's what I discovered was, let's talk about the demographic makeup. It was very interesting that the partners tended to be more well-heeled than I'm used to seeing in the traditional SMB nation space. That's not good or bad. It was just interesting that the partners tend to be larger. I believe it's because they have the resources to take security seriously. Now, that said, there were SMB partners, some of which I knew, and I've actually interviewed, and they're up on the videos in the vault. But it was interesting that Fortinet today plays especially well in the mid-size space, government, and other larger sectors. They are definitely making outreach down into the S of SMB. That'll be a future podcast. Number two, in my mind's eye, the majority of the attendees were from overseas. Now, I could be wrong on that, but I would say Europe, Asia, Latin America were extremely well represented. And if you add up all those numbers, it would seem to me that actually exceeded the number of North American attendees. I don't have the exact numbers, but it told me that Fortinet has an extensive international footprint. Let's talk content. So I went to a couple lectures. One is on 5G, because one of the areas I cover is emerging technologies. And one of the concerns with 5G, in addition to some of the engineering challenges with the number of towers and that, and the speaker talked about that, but one of the concerns with 5G is security. Because with the power embedded in 5G, for example, the really low latency, high bandwidth availability of services, so that would be a quality of service concept. It's going to be used for nodes, devices, sensors, and monitors in the IoT field. That's one use case. And we need to hit that head on. And so it was refreshing and exciting to see the Fortinet speaker address today what are the issues with 5G so we can be better prepared for tomorrow. The other speech I went to was for SMB managed service providers, or MSPs, and it had to do with business development. Yes, there were technical elements. Business development and a technical profession necessitates we have conversations about the underlying solution. But I guess my takeaway from it was twofold. One was motivational. The gentleman who spoke, fantastic speaker, apparently is a comedian on the side, works comedy clubs at night and on the weekends for giggles. So I was impressed by that. And then again, the depth of the business development resources, the sales and marketing, how to get wins, the speaker had tales from the trenches, which I always like because that's evidence of how to do it. This is Harry Brelsford with Microsoft 365 Nation, and literally the fastest few minutes in the Microsoft 365 community. Have a great day.